Have you ever lost rhythm or reason? Struggled for motivation like time stopped in a darker season? Ever felt trapped in a cycle of negativity? Overwhelmed by anxiety or uncomfortable in your own company? Like your skin doesn't fit? Or like you couldn't give even the tiniest bit of yourself to the people you love? There's a good chance you might have, and if not, you might. There are millions fighting this fight. And there are times in this fight when we might need heroes. Someone to talk to and someone to hear us. Someone who's there for us when we are ready. Who won't shut us down if the conversation gets awkward or heavy. Who'll ask if we're feeling okay. But who are they?
Good day everyone, and welcome to our presentation. My name is Cikizwa and I'd like to present to you my wonderful colleagues, Syndicate 6, also known as the Magnificent 7. Today we will be presenting our platform business, Me Time, which is centered around one's mental well-being. Jocelyn will take you through it in more detail.
South Africa has been ranked as one of the unhappiest nations in the world, according to the Happy Planet Index issued by the New Economics Foundation. Although happiness does not equate to mental illness, this statistic is telling of the state of our nation's mental well-being. South Africa is facing a huge mental health crisis that desperately needs to be addressed. 1/3 of South Africans suffer from a mental illness. However, 85% do not receive treatment. South Africa spends 5% on the health budget on mental health yearly, yet 1 in 4 mental health patients who are discharged from hospital relapse after 3 months and are readmitted. Access to adequate professional assistance is one of the biggest hindrances to the mental well-being of South African people. With the creation of the Me Time platform, people will have access to a safe and inexpensive way for both healthcare workers and potential patients to be linked with one another. The goal is to ensure that you are able to find professional help within the budget of your choice. With online therapy, you can engage in therapy from the privacy, comfort, and convenience of your home, or wherever you are if you have internet access or a phone. You get the ability to find a therapist that has expertise on your very particular issue and who is knowledgeable about your specific background. The objective of this assessment is to develop a platform that uses digital technology for mental health. This comes as a result of costs in healthcare services and to curb limitations on one-on-one therapy that fails to meet the needs of the population. The deliverables in the project are to reduce missed appointments and improve care plan adherence with in-app forms, reminders, and more. To save time, boost accuracy, and combine technologies in new ways. And finally, to have a rebalanced clinical workload. The limitations of this platform, however, could include invasions of privacy, data security, and limitations to internet access. In respect of the stakeholders of the platform, this is defined as any group of individuals, both internal and external to the organization, who might influence and in turn be influenced by a particular project outcome and on whom the project ultimately depends. The stakeholders in this project are notably shareholders, service users, suppliers, app developers, as well as medical personnel. In order to understand what the platform requires to meet customer needs, we need to have an understanding of existing platforms providing a similar offer. Examples of existing platforms include Remente, which exercises the mind, Super Beta, which gamifies mental health, Pacifica, which tracks your mood, Sleepio, which assists in maintaining sleep patterns, NOCD, which is a tool designed to work in conjunction with mindfulness and exposure response prevention therapy, and finally, Moody Me, which lets you track your mood fluctuations, all of which are available on apps for various purposes. I will now be handing over to Nobuhle, who is going to unpack the customer journey.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Following lean innovation thinking, this prototype was deemed successful by the sprint team and hence will be rolled out to the public. Part of the sprint outcomes was to ideate user journey to understand the experience of the business. To start, the customer downloads the application or visits the website. The interface will have a search tab to which the user goes to search for a professional. After this, a secondary criteria pops up and the customer must choose between location or online and the preferred price range. The customer will have the search results pop up on the screen where they can see the closest psychologist in their range. The information provided will include name and surname, specialization, gender, accreditation, exact rates, calendar with dates. Once the customer is ready to book a session with the psychologist, they must register on the website. The system will give the user options to use Facebook or Google logins. Once registered, they can go into the calendar and choose a date. Payment for the session will be required before finalizing a booking. All subsequent sessions will be booked through the website. Promo code and discounted offers from other medical aids can be inputted on the platform for price reduction. Now moving on to the system architecture. Our proposed solution will be based on microservices architecture to enable frequent and reliable delivery of data. The platform will be multi-channel. The forefront will interface with the backend through the API gateway layer to assist in any required services. Platform backend will store and update any records in the database, including encryption and decryption of user data. Image or video CMS will be granted to therapists where they can upload any motivational content to be shared on the platform. The platform will have the capability to provide augmented reality for virtual tours where the user can have a sense of how the sessions are being carried out. Data is imperative for the success of our platform, therefore all data will be fed on the big data engine, and this data will be used for analysis and make accurate predictive models. Integration with PayFast for payments, allowing users to share experience through social media. Last but not least, the platform will have real-time user support through artificial intelligence chatbots. I will now hand over to Alicia to discuss platform businesses.
Thank you, Nombutle. Platform business models. A platform business must connect producers of a product or service with consumers of that product or service and create positive reinforcing demand and supply cycles. There are three platform types. The first is an internal or product platform, the second is an industry or technology platform, and the third is a multi-sided marketplace. MeTime is an MSMP as it will facilitate transactions between two types of actors, between therapists and customers, and will aim to create network effects in order to provide frictionless transactions. MeTime as a platform business will solve for a problem in the industry by removing the uncertainty around pricing and the ease of finding specialists. It will also reduce transaction costs and eliminate inefficiencies, as customers will not have to search and privately inquire with multiple professionals. There will be less time wastage for customers and suppliers, as all invoices and payments will be automated. Reminders will happen via the platform, and there will be a once-off. Thereafter, the transaction will be seamless. The platform has the opportunity to scale and build, as it will create room for new users and related services like group sessions, chats, alternative healthcare, thus creating room for creativity and entrepreneurial flair. In terms of the pricing model, traditional pricing models are ineffective for monetizing digital technology-based innovative solutions. Hence, the most efficient pricing strategy is often a combination of transaction and hosting fees. A hosting fee of 3.5% of the total transaction will be charged by MeTime. Affiliations with third-party service providers such as medical aid companies and pharmacies who would like to advertise on the platform will create additional. In terms of the costs associated, psychologist fees in South Africa vary from province to province, but they generally range from around 600 to 1,200 in a session. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group has provided a list of mental health apps on its website. However, these do not all provide the offer for people to have conversations with a therapist, and the ones that do often require subscriptions. This is an example of why MeTime is so necessary to the South African people, as there still remains a gap for affordable therapy. Seeking and receiving medical attention for mental health doesn't come cheap in South Africa. There are some counseling centers and organizations that do therapy sessions, and medical aids do cover the cost of therapy sessions. But if they do, they generally limit the amount of sessions available to you, as well as tell you which therapists you are able to see. Mental health apps around the world have been brought in an attempt to fill this gap, and digital mental health apps and internet-based treatments can overcome access problems and provider shortages. In order for mental health apps, however, to attain success, they do need to be monetized. The goal with MeTime is to ensure that people with all ranges of budgets will be given access to mental health professionals at different levels all over the country. This creates the opportunity for students as well as mental health professionals to access clients all over the country and, as a result, offer low prices to those in need while maintaining higher prices for those who are able to afford it. The cost of developing a mental health app varies depending on the scope of the project. Thank you so much. Handing over.
Thank you. MeTime is a multi-sided platform. Therefore, when looking at the value proposition, it becomes twofold. One aspect being the client's value and the other being the supplier's value. The main difference is that the client's value is the ability to easily connect with a therapist, while the supplier's value is derived from the access gained to many potential clients on the platform in real time. The value for clients is derived from various factors, namely the availability of the therapist on demand. The client can also find the most suitable therapist based on various factors, including price and location. The platform also offers a range of therapists at different price points. MeTime also gives access to typically affordable therapists than those who aren't on the platform. The transactions are cashless, thus making the platform very easy to use and convenient. The clients are able to review their sessions in order to give the therapists ratings. On the supplier side, therapists are able to access more clients than their current reach. Depending on the type of consultation, be it physical or online, the hours may be flexible. It's easy to join the platform, and the service provider can easily track their earnings on the platform. Lastly, there are no joining fees for the platform. I will hand over to Ashley, who will discuss the business model canvas.
Thank you. The business model canvas is a business tool used to visualize all the building blocks when you want to start a business. After having touched on a few items by the previous speakers, now we will look at the business model canvas as a whole and elaborate on key features such as key partners to the platform, which includes your medical professionals, pay fast for quick and safe transaction, medical aid companies who will be affiliates, strong IT department who will be developing the platform and hosting on the cloud. Our key resources are human resource management, system architecture development, and initial capital outlay. Our approach on reaching clients and suppliers will be through the following channel: through our website, partnerships with key partners, advertising on social media such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and through transaction on the app and the web page. Lastly, customer segments to the platform consist of people who need therapists, our advertisers, medical professionals, and the middle working class due to the work-life balance challenges. Next, we will look into the strategy of launching the business.
The business model strategy. What makes MeTime competitive? One of the competitive advantages is that we are providing the largest database of customers and suppliers. Our platform will be able to reach a broader audience. We will provide transparency on our costing model. MeTime will integrate digital solutions into therapy sessions routines, allowing both flexibility and scalability. Our business strategy will be ongoing, as this will be a new entry to the market. By having a platform which allows engagement with professional therapists and customers who require their services and ensuring price transparency. The platform will facilitate future add-ons like agreements with Discovery, for example. MeTime will maintain switching costs by providing users incentives and including a feedback mechanism. In line with maintaining high switching costs, the platform will provide convenience by eliminating the need of going to visit a therapy in person. In terms of building on critical mass, MeTime will do this by concentrating on building the supply side of the business and securing the buy-in of licensed therapists. Once the platform has over 50 therapists nationally, it can be opened to users. MeTime will have a multi-sided integrated launch strategy. The first is micro market strategy. The platform will be targeting therapists and customers. MeTime platform will constantly interact with the customers and get them to subscribe and use the services provided on the platform. Incentives will be provided to the consumers. The second is producer evangelism, which will involve building on the network of suppliers. We can do this by incentivizing them to add their existing base and become advocates to the platform. Muki will now take you through the governance section.
There is a regulatory framework for digital enterprise in South Africa that can guide and must be adhered to for a successful platform implementation. The regulatory framework comprises the Adherence to Cybersecurity Policy Framework 2015, National Broadband Policy 2013, National Integrated ICT Policy White Paper 2016. The Corporate Governance of ICT Policy Framework was implemented to promote ICT governance as an integral aspect of corporate governance in the public sector in a uniform and coordinated manner. Broadband is central to realizing the governance is vision of a digitally transformed government and society. The National Broadband Policy and Strategy was developed in 2013 to implement government, business, and citizens' digital connectivity. The Integrated ICT Policy White Paper, which was approved in October 2016, is the overreaching policy framework for the transition of South Africa into an inclusive, innovative, digital, and knowledge society. The POPI Act, which was enacted in South Africa in July, which is the Protection of Personal Information Act, it establishes some requirements for responsible parties, also known as controllers in other jurisdictions, to legitimately process data subjected personal information, both natural and juristic persons.
In conclusion, we will look at the implementation of the platform through lean innovation techniques. The first stage is ideation, which is made up of 5 segments, starting with defining the project. In our case, is the development of a platform business that connects client with medical mental health professional. The MeTime team will meet once a week through a sprint session. Each session will end with the development of the prototype or beta platform for review and testing. At the business model development, the development of the platform will be completed by a small team of 5 people, all with different roles, including a team leader, developers, and the final testers. The beta platform will be released to a focus group of clients to enable the MeTime team to measure performance based on feedback from the focus group. Lastly, to ensure sustainability platform, the scaling strategy will be implemented based on the AARRR framework. On acquisition, the strategy will be a starter movement that communicates what we believe and rally people to join and raise awareness to the public on mental health issues. In terms of activation, we will use the Build a Trust framework. This will be done by being consistent in our service offering and ensuring we are superior in creating value for both our customers and suppliers. In terms of retention, our strategy will be to use loyalty programs for return customers. In terms of revenue, it will be a differentiated pricing, which as previously alluded are transaction fees and hosting fees. On referrals, we will use a reward system on providing a percentage discount on referrals from using referral codes generated on the platform. MeTime platform will be the disruptor in the industry and leading the fight on mental health issues in South Africa. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.